Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. I am Muji, and joining me today is my awesome friend James.
Hi everyone.
Today we are diving deep into the world of photo editing software with a serious look at Luminar Neo. Now, just to be super clear, this isn't a sponsored video. However, I have been given access by Skylum to Luminar Neo, and I have been putting it through its paces to give you my honest feedback in this Luminar Neo tutorial. We will be doing live editing here, so you can see it in action, my friends.
Is Luminar Neo worth buying? Is it as convenient and intuitive as they say for image editing?
Exactly, James. So let's stop talking and start editing photos. I will be sharing my real-time thoughts and feedback as we go through each photo manipulation step. All right, so welcome to the interface of Luminar Neo. I have imported some folders, and I have also created an album in the catalog with 5-star rating for 4 of my photos, and I will be editing them for you. Like any other software, Luminar Neo provides facility to generative erase something, swap, expand something. If you want to make this a horizontal photo, the generative expand will help you to do that. It is AI based. Then we have focus stacking, panorama stitching, and upscaling, just like any other software. So these are available for you for landscapes, for portrait work. So let's edit. Now the first thing I want to show you is the enhance slider. It is an AI based slider. It can do wonders. Before I do anything, let me just tell you that in this photo, the first thing I would like to do is make the background a little bit less bright so that the model pops, and we will add contrast to the background and the model separately. So before we do that, let's crop it. In the crop section, you can see we have presets available, and I use a 4x5 for vertical photos to put them on Instagram. Then we have the enhance slider. So if I move this AI-based enhance slider to the right, you can see that the background has become a bit dark and the focus has come onto the subject. If I show you before, and the image has already popped quite a bit. This is a slider that is doing thing on its own. There is nothing in your control. And as a photographer and a photo editor, I am very much aware of it. I want to have full control. I want to have my own creativity, and I want to know what I am doing. So this enhanced slider, in my opinion, is a good start. Sometimes it can even enhance the photo to an extent where you don't have to do anything else, as you will see in some of the other photos that I will edit. On the right hand side, there are quite a lot of tools available to me, which are the essentials, like adding tone curve, exposure, blacks and whites, erasing, adding texture, changing the color, denoising, vignetting, etc. And then there are AI tools available for landscapes. There are some creative choices for you. And then lastly, we have the portrait. So let's start with the basic stuff first. So just like any other software, there are masking options available. And I'm going to say, well, I can use brush, I can use a linear gradient, radial gradient, color, or luminosity masking. But the AI model is allowing me to select various elements in the photo, and it's going to detect what are the various elements in the photo. So we have human, architecture, transport, and man-made ground detected. I'm going to select the human. So how do I make adjustments after I have made a mask? I go to adjustments, and I can increase the exposure or decrease the exposure. I'm going to bring the highlights down a little bit to remove that shine from the face, and I'm going to decrease the shadows. I have the curves available to me. I can add a little bit of a punch using the curves tool. So this is one of the options that I have available. And just note that all the edits that you are making are available in this panel. If I want to remove the enhancements that I did, the enhancer slider, I can select it over here, I can undo it, and I can delete it. So all the changes are being tracked and they can be changed at any time. Coming back to the tools, now I can go back to the development option and use the masking, use mask AI again, select human, and in the mask option, I can say invert and show. So now it has selected everything else besides the human. And sometimes there will be slight errors. So here, some of the hair is selected. I can actually say brush and erase, and I can remove the hair that I do not want to be selected. So it's quite easy and intuitive, and I can go back to my adjustments now and I can decrease the exposure of what is around my model before, and this is how it after. I can reduce the highlights, I can decrease the shadows or increase the shadows. I can use AI now to my advantage. For example, in the portrait section, I can go to the face, and let's zoom onto the face over here. And I want to increase the face light. You can see the face light has been increased. If I want to make the face slim using AI, I can do that. So instead of making masks, this is increasing my speed as far as the workflow is concerned. So I do not have to create mask for a face or the eyes or the lips. I can just click on one slider and increase or decrease the light on the face. If I were in Lightroom, I would have had to export it into Photoshop and make the face slim. It has made the face a little bit slim using AI. So let's enhance the eyes a bit more. Iris visibility we can increase. I don't want to enlarge the eyes, but if I increase the iris flare, you can see that the eyes have got more light in them now. I can increase the eye whitening. Instead of creating masks, I'm actually increasing the whitening just by using one slider. Let's see what the eye enhancer does. It's actually bringing shine into the eyes, and this is quite cool. Dark circle removal, it actually does not a bad job, to be honest. I like it. Let's see before and after. The eyes are more catchy, the face is more slim. If I want to make the skin smooth and soft and remove blemishes, these features are available in just one slider. So if I do this, you can see the skin has become quite smooth and appealing. It just enhances your workflow. This is before, this is after. For most of the portrait work, this is a good tool. Now, the other feature that I have over here is skin defect removal. So let's keep an eye on this section and remove the skin defects using AI. It hasn't done a great job, and I have noticed it has done good job in some of the other portraits, but that is not a problem. What you can do is go to the erase option, and this is a standard option available in any tool. So you can increase the size of the brush, click here, press erase, and the blemish will be gone. Here you go. So I'm just trying to show you the AI features and how it can enhance your workflow. The point I am also going to make is that as a photographer, you should know what it is doing in the background if you are using an AI feature. So for example, if I go to this relight feature in the creative section, now it is actually allowing me to change the brightness in the nearby objects and change the brightness in the far objects. And I just did it by creating masks, as you saw. So if I want to not do that part, I can just change the brightness in the nearby objects and reduce the brightness in the far away objects. If you are not happy with the depth of how it has changed, you can reduce the depth or you can increase the depth. As you can see, there is a transition happening. So if I do the before and after, instead of creating masks or going back to my masks that I created for the background and the person, I can just change them like this. So Relight feature is also a great feature available to us. Let's say I want to increase the redness of the lips over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the face and I'm going to go to the mouth section, and I'm going to increase the lip saturation without creating any masks. It is going to detect the lips and it is going to increase the saturation, lips darkness and lips redness. If I were to show you now before and after, it has done a pretty good job. So if at any stage you want to see the before and after, we have the before and we have the after, and you can see we have come a long way. Now, there are certain other features like high key, for example. If you do not know what high key does, click on the info. So high key photography basically overexposes the subject a little bit, and if you really want to do that, you can do so by overexposing a little bit here. There are other features that I really like. For example, dramatic. Now in dramatic, I'm lowering the saturation and making the image a little bit gritty. So I'm gonna make it a little bit dramatic. Photo editing is not about just moving the sliders and seeing what the sliders do, and if they're nice, then I'm happy with my image. A photographer and a photo editor always have a vision in mind, and these sliders are there to make your job easy. It's not about just randomly using these sliders and AI features. It's about using them intelligently as a human being to your advantage. And if you are really not comfortable with using the enhance feature because it's not in your control, or it's doing something good to one part of the image and not to other, then do not use it. It doesn't have to be used if you do not like it, because other than AI features that are available over here, there are standard features like developing, erasing, color grading, and black and white details, etc. So this image is a seascape. I can edit it by clicking on the edit button over here. And let's just go to this enhance AI feature. And if I enhance the sky, it has done a tremendous job. It is actually very much in line with how I would have edited it myself by spending 30-40 minutes. If you do not know what it has done, then this is not photo editing. This is basically just moving sliders. What it has actually done is it has increased the contrast, and it has made the texture visible, and it has removed the shadows. It is a good starting point. It is not a final product. I still want to remove, for example, this magenta tone from here. I want to remove the dust spots. I still want to straighten the horizon. So if you do not like to go with this kind of editing, which I personally do not prefer myself, then don't do it. But this is a good starting point. It actually increases your productivity, because if you have been doing photo editing for a long time and this is something that you would have achieved in any case, then use it as a starting point and leave it to this, because you know how it has been achieved. And then, for example, if I go to erase now, I can remove the dust spots as I would have usually done, or you can just say remove dust spots, and it will remove the dust spots as you can see over here. And this is again a time-saving feature, and the dust spots are gone. So this is making your workflow faster. I want to remove this magenta tone from here. So there are a few ways of doing that. If I go into color option, then I can go into HSL and I can say saturation and remove the purple tones. This is increasing and this is decreasing. However, removing the purple tone from here is removing it from the sky as well. So the best way of doing it is basically going into masking option, using a linear gradient, dragging it just like you would do in any other software. This is a linear gradient, and going into adjustments and removing the purple tones, and it's gone, and removing the magenta a little bit as well. I haven't even touched the landscape portion yet. For example, if I want to make the water only a little bit more silky smooth, I would have had to create a mask and then reduce the texture or the contrast or the highlights. Whereas here we have in the landscape section a water enhancer. So I can just increase the slider, and using AI, it has made the water a bit silky and soft. This is before, this is after. And it has added blue to the water. I can reduce it, or I can add more blue. I can enhance even the original color of the water only, increase the brightness or decrease the brightness. So this is basically working on the water layer only. This is how I would have done it by selecting the water manually using a brush or using AI to select water in any case. Then we have the atmosphere. Now, if I want to show a little bit of mist on the far horizon, I would have had to create a mask and a radial gradient, for example, only in this area, or on the linear gradient on the upper portion. Then I would have had to use the dehaze feature and increase the haziness. Whereas here, I can actually just increase it in one slider. So as long as you know what's happening, it is crucial as a photographer that you are in control. So this is increasing the haziness on the far end. And if I want to bring this haziness to the lower section, I can just increase the depth, or I can reduce the depth. So this is basically using the tool to your advantage. Now, another thing that I want to do is I want to give these rocks another punch, which the enhance slider didn't do. And that is not a problem because I have the conventional tool available to me in any case. Go into the develop module, go into masking and use the mask option. It's going to detect what are the different elements in the photo, and it's gonna give you option for sky, water, mountains and natural ground. So let's see what mountain does. It has selected some of the mountains, not all. Natural ground, it has selected the natural ground as well. So here is your selection. If you are not happy with the selection, that is not the end of the world. Basically, if I go and zoom in, you can see that some of the areas are not properly selected. So all I have to do is, in the mask option, use a brush. And before I use the brush, I can just say, show what has been selected, use a brush, and there is a paint and an erase option. So I can make the brush a bit small and paint carefully on the areas that I still would like to be selected. And this takes time, but I am trying to show you that the feature is available over here if it doesn't do a perfect selection. So this is your selection. All I want to do now is, I'm still in the develop area, go into my adjustments, go into my color, and firstly I'm going to increase the saturation a little bit, and then I'm going to go into my curves and give it a little bit of a punch, decreasing the shadows a little bit, increasing the highlights a little bit. So if I show you the before and after, it's a little bit soft, and then we have the punch. So there are multiple ways of doing it. I could have just selected the structure option, selected all my mountains and rocks using the masking option, and then given the boost to the structure as well. Or I could have just done the color option, selected all my mountains and rocks using the masking option, and just increase the saturation. So there are multiple ways of doing it. One thing I wanted to show you is that you can even enhance the twilight. And if I go here, you can see that it has given it a beautiful boost. The twilight enhancer has got various options. This is beautiful. Would I use it like this? Maybe sometimes, but not always. I want to be in control, and also I want to have the sense of achievement that I did it. But if you really want to go for it, there are options available. This is mimicking the blue hour for you. So there is a lot that you can achieve if you are doing some artistic work, you want to save time. Another thing that I want to show you is the sky for landscape. If I select the sky, for example, this sky, it has actually applied the sky here, but also applied the feel and the warmth of the sky to the rest of the image. And there are skies available over here that you can use, for example, this one, and it has changed the warmth and the feel based on the sky selection. I wouldn't replace the sky myself, it's not my personal preference, but these options are available over here, and it is quite intelligent in that regard. So here you go. This is editing of a seascape. Let's go to our last image, which is of a person, and it is a street scene. So let's enhance it a little bit. I'm just gonna make it 15%. Then I'm gonna go to develop. I'm gonna go to my masking option, and I am going to select the person. So mask using AI and select the human over here. And I can see that the foot has not been selected. So go back to mask option, say show, use the brush option, and let's make the brush a bit small, roughly select the foot of the person, go to my adjustments and make the person a bit more prominent. This is traditional way of doing things. Now select the develop again, go to masking, mask human again, and what I like to do is show and invert, and then go to adjustments and decrease the exposure a little bit. That has been done. Decrease the shadows a little bit, decrease the highlights a little bit. And then what we are going to do now is this red color is bothering me. So I am gonna go to the color option, and I'm going to reduce the saturation of the red color, reduce the saturation of the green as well, and I have done quite a bit already. Cropping it on my traditional 4x5 way of doing it for Instagram, and there you go, and applied. Now what I want to do is I want to reduce the texture in the background. I'm gonna go into my masking option, select human again for my convenience, and I'm just gonna say invert, and I'm going to reduce the texture in the background. So now the background has become a bit more soft, and the person is now standing up a little bit more. So I want to go back to my develop option, mask, and the other way of doing it is that I go to my edit and go to my develop option over here, and here I can go back to my history and just give this man a little bit of a punch here, and come back to my tools, and you can see he has got a little bit more texture. So the history is being maintained all the time. Landscape, I'm not going to touch. Relight, I have done that manually myself. I'm gonna go to my dramatic option and give this image a gritty look, reduce the colors a little bit and increase the contrast, and this image has come far quite a bit already. Mood, I can choose any LUT that I want to. For example, cinematic toning, there are LUTs available that you can use, or you can buy more LUTs. So let's go with Los Angeles, and you can increase the amount or decrease the amount. This is absolutely beautiful. Quick matte, I love doing that to my images. So if I can do it with one slider, why not? Faded, that's amazing. Now, one thing that I wanted to show you here is that sometimes I like to add Orton's effect to my images. So I can do that by actually going into the glow option and giving it Orton effect. It just removes that texture a little bit and gives it a little bit of a dreamy look. So I can do it more, or I can do it here softly, or I can say Orton effect soft. Instead of taking this image to another software and adding layers and giving it an Orton effect, here we are with the Orton effect. Now, as you can see that the light is falling on this man from behind, from the top, I can actually use sun rays option, place the sun here, somewhere here, and increase the sun rays, giving that soft look here and penetration level here, sun settings, sun radius to be a bit big, sun glow radius can be increased, and rays settings. So the number of rays can be increased to less or more of your liking. So I'm just gonna make it like this. This might not suit this image, but I want to show you that this option is available. Instead of exporting into software like Photoshop and adding sun rays, I can just do it here, little bit of a glow effect from the back. So this is before and this is after. Absolutely simple and beautiful. So the images can be edited the traditional way again, and you can use AI to your advantage. Similarly, if I really want to, I can make the person a bit skinny as well. If I go to the body option, and if I want to make the person more skinny, he has been made a bit skinny. Or if I want him to go big, it can be done as well. It's quite intelligent, especially when you are using models and you want to change the feature of the abdomen or the waist size, you can do so. Mystical, what does Mystical do? The Mystical tool gives your image a dreamy by softening the luminance while increasing the contrast and saturation. There you go. This is better than autumn effect that we added. So let's add Mystical, and it has made the image a bit more dreamy. And on top of autumn effect, it's even nicer. This is absolutely beautiful. I really love it. Film grain, we can add a little bit of film grain. What I want to do on the face is increase the light on the face a little bit. So I'm gonna go to face. Instead of creating a mask, I can just increase the light a little bit. So small things make a huge difference in terms of your workflow. Alrighty, so after spending some serious time with Luminar Neo for almost 2 weeks, what's my final verdict on this AI photo editor? Here are my unfiltered thoughts and opinions on this editing capabilities. First off, I am a long-time Lightroom user, and using new user interface can sometimes feel like learning a new language. But I have to say, Luminar Neo genuinely surprised me. It's incredibly convenient and easy to use. I picked up so much faster than I expected. This is a massive plus for anyone who wants to do professional editing of their photos.
But does it have all the tools a serious photographer needs?
Absolutely. Like any other popular software, Luminar Neo gives you all the conventional tools you would expect from basic photo editing. Adjusting shadows, highlights, whites, blacks, doing some precise color grading, playing with the tone and curve, and more. In my opinion, however, where it truly shines like any other modern software is with its cutting-edge AI features. We are talking about intelligent noise reduction, amazing image upscaling, and even generative object removal. If Luminar Neo was the only photo editing program I had, I'm confident I could still achieve all my editing objectives and stunning results. It's like a robust all-in-one photo editor. As a photo editor and a photographer, you always have a vision in mind on how you want to edit the photos. It's not about going into Lightroom or Photoshop or Luminar Neo or any other software and moving the sliders left and right to see what happens. And if it looks nice, I will post this photo or give it to my client. You always have a vision in mind and you want to implement that vision. Now, software like Luminar gives you the traditional methods of editing photos by just creating masks and creating gradients and changing the colors, and it actually makes your workflow fast by saying, well, in order to change the texture of the face, you do not have to create a mask. I've got a slider available for you, and that is fine. But for things like matte or making a photo dramatic, if you move the slider, it does things to the image. But as a photo editor, you must know what is happening when you move that AI-based dramatic slider? Is it basically lowering the contrast or increasing the contrast? Is it making the image look less saturated? Photo editing is part of photography. It is a fun process. It is creativity. Do not let your creativity die with any software, is my opinion. So let's move forward, having said all of that. Now, this is where Luminar Neo truly blew me away. It drastically speeds up your photo editing workflow. This is a huge win for any content creator or a photographer. Let me tell you about my absolute favorite Luminar Neo features. It's incredibly easy to remove blemishes from portrait skins, enhance eyes, make a person look thinner, add color to lips, and even remove shine from the skin. Honestly, I don't want to be creating complex masks to do all of that. Convenience is key, and Luminar Neo delivers. Adding sunbeams, a few clicks away, and boom, a bonus. Achieving beautiful matte look is just one slider away. Another fantastic bonus for quick stylistic edits. And for those annoying dust spots and wires, one click and they are gone. That's actually awesome for retouching photos and cleaning up your images.
Enhanced slider. Is it really that powerful for fast photo edits?
That enhanced slider. Well, while I might not use it for every single photo, it's definitely a tool I will be reaching for regularly. As someone who understands the intricacies of professional photo editing, I know that sometimes you just need to save time. Just moving that enhanced slider is an incredible way to kickstart your editing process and quickly give your photos that final touch. Of course, no software is perfect, and there are a few areas where I feel Luminar Neo could really step up its game to become an even stronger photo editor. First, the generative erase feature. It's fantastic, but it should work even after I have already made other edits to my photo. I should be able to make any edits at any time, including generative object removal, without limitations.
What about lens correction?
You are right, James. I couldn't find specific lens profiles to automatically remove things like barrel distortion. It would be amazing to have that option for various lens types. However, there is a manual workaround available, so it's not a complete showstopper, but it is definitely an area for improvement in optical corrections for me. Lastly, the catalog module could be slightly improved. Adding color labels in addition to stars would be a huge help for photo organization. Also, if you could use the same keyboard shortcuts as Lightroom, that would help the transition. The catalog has a powerful AI tool for search for photos by describing them, but I would still like to use keywords where possible. Please, Luminar guys, I'm pretty sure these features are already in the backlog for their development team, and it would be making asset management much more efficient. So, to wrap things up, I am genuinely glad I have Luminar Neo in my toolkit. It makes my photo editing workflows faster and incredibly convenient. While we should never become lazy photo editors and always strive to understand how certain looks and feels are achieved manually, using AI in photography to our advantage for efficiency and time saving is absolutely essential in today's world. I will definitely be integrating Luminar Neo into my regular workflow, right, James? Especially for street photography, portrait photography, and model shoot. James, you want to say something?
Powerful, intuitive, and AI-driven photo editing solution, Luminar Neo seems like a strong contender.
Absolutely, James. It is indeed the need of time. Let us know in the comments if you have tried Luminar Neo or if you have any questions about its editing capabilities. There is an affiliate link in the description below, so click on it and check it out for yourself. Read the terms and conditions, and at the time of recording this video, they were offering a 30-day money-back guarantee. Check it out. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more editing tips and tutorial and photography tutorials and journeys, and hit that notification bell by subscribing so you don't miss our next video. James and I am a professional photographer from sunny South Africa. James is my witness, my assistant. I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.